Today, we have a story about the Enfield Monster. So if you're a scaredy cat, here's a parachute for you to leap from our little jet of horrors. If not, then smash the subscribe and like button with Thor's hammer. If you love someone dearly, then share it with them by smashing the share with one of Cupid's arrows. Whispers of the Known Unknown is back with another story, which for sure will make you wet the bed. Have you ever thought that pile of dirty clothes was some type of being lurking, waiting on you to fall asleep so you won't struggle when it has taken you? Or have you ever seen a flash of something out of the corner of your eye and were sure you were hallucinating? Well, that wasn't the case for people that witnessed a three-legged monster in Enfield, Illinois, 1973. It was a sweltering summer night in the small town, the air heavy with humidity and filled with the constant drone of cicadas. For most, it felt like an ordinary evening. 11-year-old Greg Garrett was playing in his backyard that evening, something he often did. But this night he heard a strange noise, a scratching sound, followed by a heavy thud coming from the side of his house. He cautiously moved closer to the source of the sound, and what he saw was a creature emerge from the shadows. It had 3 legs, short arms, and glowing pink eyes that seemed to fixate on him. Suddenly the creature lunged at him. Greg described how it jumped on his foot and with its sharp claws ripped through his shoe. Terrified and adrenaline pumping, Greg managed to break free and ran into his house, leaving behind his shredded shoe. Though physically unharmed, Greg was deeply shaken by this. His report of the strange creature would soon become part of the larger mystery that engulfed the town of Enfield. Just hours later, another encounter took place, this time at the home of local resident Mr. Henry McDaniel. That night, Henry was at home with his wife and children when he heard an unusual scratching sound at his front door. Initially thinking it was just a stray animal, he opened the door and was confronted by the same creature Greg Garrett had described. Standing just outside his door, Henry saw a creature with 3 legs, short arms and glowing eyes. Startled by its appearance, Henry quickly reached for his firearm. He fired several shots at the creature, claiming to have hit it, but to his astonishment, the creature didn't drop. Instead, it let out a piercing screech and bounded away, covering an incredible distance in just a few leaps. When the police arrived, they found evidence to support Henry's story. There were scratches on the door and strange 3-toed footprints in the yard. Despite the investigation, the creature was never found, leaving Henry's encounter shrouded in mystery. His account, like Greg's, would further fuel the legend of the Enfield Monster. The encounters sent shockwaves through Enfield, shaking the quiet town to its core. What had once been a place of routine and normalcy was now alive with whispers of a creature that defied logic. It wasn't long before word of the strange sighting spread like wildfire. Neighbours exchanged nervous glances, and parents kept their children close as tales of the Enfield Monster began to grow. Descriptions of the creature fueled both fear and fascination. 3 legs, short, stubby arms and glowing red eyes that pierced the night. Nothing about it seemed natural. Theories ran wild, each one more unsettling than the last. Some tried to rationalize it, suggesting it might be an escaped kangaroo, though the idea seemed absurd. What kind of kangaroo had claws sharp enough to rip through a boy's shoe? Then there were the darker whispers, the ones that spoke of something far more sinister. Some believed the creature was the result of a secret government experiment gone horribly wrong. Perhaps it had escaped from a lab, mutated and deformed by forces best left unknown. Others speculated that it wasn't from this world at all, suggesting the creature might be a cryptid or even an extraterrestrial being that had somehow slipped into our reality. The local children, of course, took these rumours and ran with them, their imaginations filling in the gaps. Tales of alien visitors spread through the playgrounds, each story more terrifying than the last. The monster was no longer just a creature, it became a symbol of the unknown, a dark mystery lurking at the edges of their small, familiar world. Fear gripped the town, but so did curiosity. Every new sighting, every strange noise in the night added another layer to the growing legend. Enfield, once just another dot on the map, had become the epicenter of a mystery that no one could explain, but everyone wanted to understand. When the police were called to investigate, they didn't find much solace in what they discovered. Strange tracks were embedded in the soft earth, three-toed, oddly shaped, and far too large for any known animal. These weren't the footprints of a deer or even a bear. Whatever had left these marks wasn't from around here, that much was certain. As paranoia set in, doors were bolted tight at night, and children were kept indoors. What was once a peaceful, close-knit community was now a place of suspicion and unease. Armed with shotguns, flashlights, and nerves of steel, they organized nightly patrols. But the creature, as quickly as it had appeared, seemed to vanish into thin air. The sightings stopped, and the town, once buzzing with terror, fell eerily silent. Yet the fear didn't leave. It lingered in the air, a heavy, suffocating presence that clung to the shadows and seeped into every corner of Enfield. The police, baffled by the lack of any concrete evidence, continued their search, but no matter how hard they tried, they found nothing. The tracks they had once followed led nowhere, disappearing as mysteriously as the creature itself. With no answers and only whispers to go on, the town began to murmur of curses, of ancient legends that perhaps should have remained forgotten. Now, let's talk about what makes the Enfield Monster more than just a campfire story. The creature left an undeniable mark on this quiet little town, but was it real? Was it truly a visitor from the unknown? Some creature that crawled out of the shadows and into reality? Or was it just a figment of the imagination, a product of sweltering summer nights and restless minds? Here's where things get tricky. The mystery remains, the whispers linger, and Enfield, Illinois, stands as a testament to the enduring power of the unknown. So, what really happened on those fateful nights back in 1973? Eyewitnesses were adamant. They saw something with glowing red eyes and 3 legs. You don't just forget a sight like that. Some folks swore it was an alien. Others leaned toward the cryptid camp, claiming it was something yet to be named by science. The local authorities tried to make sense of it, they really did, but they came up empty-handed. No concrete evidence, no definitive answers, and yet the stories didn't fade away. If anything, they've only grown stronger with time, passed down like a secret between generations. But here's the kicker. Enfield remains a place where reality and myth blur together. You might walk those quiet streets today and feel the weight of something just beyond understanding, lurking at the edges of the known world. This isn't just a legend. It's a puzzle, a challenge to everything we think we know. The Enfield Monster makes you question what's real, what's imagined, and what might still be out there in the dark, waiting. This is an enduring mystery, and until next time, keep questioning what you don't know about the things you think you know.